Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Liz. Happy birthday to you.
My name is Tony Lovett, and first of all, I want to thank everybody for taking their time out to attend this monumental birthday celebration. Thank you very, very, very much. I would like to say congratulations, Elizabeth Gregory Newsome, my Aunt Lizzie, for reaching this milestone of 100 years young. To me and Lizzie, you have always stood out in the crowd, done your own thing with zest, style, determination. You have accomplished outstanding things in your life, worked tirelessly as a teacher for 40 years. Your participation with the NAACP for the civil rights of others. You have been actively involved in your sorority, Kappa Alpha, AKAs, for years. For all of my life, you have been involved in something or other. You're always doing something. You never stood still, and you're still not. You helped the rearing of your brothers and sisters' kids and their kids, and we thank you for that. After graduating high school in Salt Lake City, Utah, I don't know if many folks know that's where she's from. A lot of people say, are there folks in Utah? I said, yeah. You went on to Lane College in Tennessee, graduated, and you never looked back. I have a lot of different stories about you. One of the ones that you like to tell that I don't remember was I was 2 years old, and I have an older brother who was 4, and you and my mom took us to Disneyland, and we were having a good time. You know, I was kind of like an unruly kid, but me and you was getting along real well. Until my mom took my older brother on a ride. I couldn't go on the ride because I was too small. So I started having a hizzy fit. I got real loud and crazy, and I took off and ran away from you. And you didn't know where I was. And luckily my mom came, found me, kicked my butt, I settled down, and everything was cool. You have scolded me, you have helped me, you have praised me, guided me and loved me. And to me, that's called raising me. I also want to thank you for marrying your late husband, Olin Newsome, Uncle Buck. He was smart, debonair, sophisticated, and a really cool dude. I learned how to be a real man from him. I loved and respected him very much. I know that if your sisters and brothers could speak, they would say, way to go, sis, you did a good job. Congratulations, Aunt Liz, for reaching 100 years young. Okay, now we're gonna have some speakers. Okay, Margaret was gonna speak, but she's gonna speak a little later. So right now we'll have Gladys Knight, former West Coast. Oh yeah, she's gonna sing too, huh? I'm sorry. Yeah, Gladys King.
I was getting excited.
Former West Coast Regional VP of Lane College Alumni Association. I'm sorry. Afterwards, just there.
I was getting all excited.
Thank you. Even Gladys Knight, when I was working, my manager, she would write the little memos, and she would write it Gladys Knight. And then one time we had a celebration, and we had to pay in advance. And I went and I paid my little $25, and the day of the event, I got up to go, and they can't find my name. I said, well, no, I paid. Can't find my name. They had me listed under Gladys Knight. So I don't wish to be Gladys Knight. I'm glad God made me who I am, but I would like to share in what she has. So I am Gladys King, and I was born in Tennessee. I'm a product of Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee. Hey. Yeah. Lane College was founded by a slave in 1882. And it is standing as of today. And it's even my son, I have 3 sons, and I told them, one of you have to go to Lane College. And so the oldest boy, he was in the engineering field, so at that time they didn't have anything at Lane for him.
The doctor.
So the youngest one, he decided he wanted to step in Mom's footsteps, so he went to Lane College. I said, now, when you get down there now, they know me, and they're going to say, you Gladys's son. They may not call you by your name, but they're going to call you Gladys's son, and they're watching you, and they will report. So when we went into the business office, he said, young man, he says, here at Lane College, we send your report card home to your parents, and says, even irregardless to what age you are, okay? So anyway, I said, you have to do well there because you're a reflection of me. So he stayed there for a while, and he said, Mom, I want to leave Lane College. I said, look, he said, I'm not as smart as you think I am. I said, you were smart enough to get in, and if you stay, you will graduate. He said, but I have to do it at my own pace. So anyway, I let that go. So Margaret Evans, she is also a product of Lane College, and she will share that when she gets here. I held the position as the Lane College National Alumni West Coast Regional Vice President for about 20 plus years. I also organized, we have a Lane College chapter that Liz has been a part of ever since I've known her. She's been a part of Lane College. And she, in the chapter in LA, I also organized a chapter in San Francisco, of which is still in existence now. I moved to Las Vegas in 2006, and that's when Liz and I really became real close partners. I'd assist her to the doctors and everywhere. She'd come over and spend the night, enjoy the parties, and she loved sports. So she'd go in there and we would be partying in another room. She'd be sitting in there watching the sports and all. So as far as Liz, I love you so much. I love you so dearly. And I brought each one of my sons, whenever they come, I said, no, you have to go and visit my friend Liz. And she's met every one of them. I've taken them over there and have pictures with them. And after I moved away, she cried. She wanted to go with me. She said, oh, you're going to leave me. Don't leave me. And I said, but I'll always be there. And I've heard the name Carmen for a long time. Carmen. I didn't know about Tony at that time, but I knew about Carmen. And and I just want to thank you for all of the years that you have participated and been at Lane College. Matter of fact, also, I didn't prepare anything. I'm just shooting from the hip. But Liz was responsible for me receiving an award from the women of the NAACP. Are there any NAACP members here this evening? Okay, we have one. Yes, we have 3. So I just wanted to let you know Liz was responsible for me, and I'm happy to have the plaque still on my wall. Matter of fact, we had Johnny Cochran was also an honoree the same day at the same table, so I had the honor, thanks to Liz, for sitting at the same table, Johnny Cochran. And Liz, I will be here for Thanksgiving. I'll be here to see you. And I don't know what else I can say, but I love you and happy, happy, happy birthday for 100. One time she said, I don't know why God has let me live so long. I said, I tell you what, I'll use some of those years. Just to so I just want to thank you, Tony, and all of you.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we have Jacqueline E. Brown. She's the immediate past president of the AKA's Las Vegas chapter. And she has a friend with her too? Okay.
Thank you. Also with me is Lisa Morris-Hibler, who is the current president of the Henderson chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha. I am standing on behalf of our Far West Regional Director of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She sent a resolution commemorating the life of Elizabeth Gregory Newsome. Whereas Elizabeth Gregory Newsome joined the Sisterhood of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated over 40 years ago, Alpha Gamma Omega chapter in Los Angeles, California. And whereas Elizabeth was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, and whereas Elizabeth has served communities within the far western region in both Los Angeles, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada, where she perpetuated the purposes and ideals of the sorority through her work in community service as a long-time member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And whereas Elizabeth served with dedication for numerous civic and community entities, and whereas Elizabeth retired from Los Angeles Unified School District after 40 years of distinctive service as an educator. Whereas Elizabeth served the San Pedro, California community at 7th Street Elementary School as an educator and role model. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated extends its heartfelt appreciation to Elizabeth Gregory Newsome for her commitment to the high ideals of justice and equality for all people. And be it further resolved that the far western region of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated extends commendations to Elizabeth Gregory Newsome for her service and dedication on the occasion of her centennial birthday. This is from Dr. Barbara Denson Trotter, Far Western Regional Director, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And we'll be getting a framed copy of this.
Good evening, and thank you for inviting us here this evening. We just wanted to present you with a proclamation on behalf of Psi Upsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha in Henderson. Whereas Elizabeth Gregory Newsome was born on November 11, 2015, and whereas Elizabeth Gregory Newsome will be honored by friends, relatives, and fellow sisters of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated on the occasion of her 100th birthday on Saturday, November 7, 2015. And whereas Elizabeth Gregory Newsome's torch of sisterhood and service, received from the Alpha Gamma Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, has shone brightly for over 4 decades. And whereas Elizabeth Gregory Newsome demonstrated her dedication to the welfare of children and others as an elementary school teacher with the Los Angeles Unified School District, and whereas Elizabeth Gregory Newsome has earned the respect and affection of people from all walks of life and ages, and whereas Elizabeth Gregory Newsome has lived during the most eventful century of this world's history, including the centennial anniversary celebration of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, now therefore the Psi Upsilon chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and all Alpha Kappa Alpha women gathered today do hereby deem it an honor and pleasure to present this proclamation to our beloved sister, Elizabeth Gregory Newsome, on the occasion of her 100th birthday, with sisterly congratulations and best wishes for many happy and productive years. We're presenting this to you on the 7th day of November. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, next we have Sally Chappell.
Sally.
Oh, okay. This is one of the most classiest ladies that opportunity to know. I met Elizabeth when I was teaching. Well, I left here. My husband and I retired here. We went back to California, and I was assigned to 74th Street School under Bob Boswell. That's where I met Elizabeth. And Elizabeth at that time was teaching 6th grade. And Bob, she was the it teacher there, okay? He looked at her for everything, and we all went to Liz, if we needed some help or needed some advice. My husband and I retired here, and so when I finished my stint there, I came back here. And I can't remember what year it was, but I went to a luncheon, and here comes this lady tapping me on my shoulder, turned around, and it was Liz. Now, we hadn't seen each other for a long time. Okay, and I said, oh my God, what are you doing here? And so she said that she lives here now. She moved here. So she moved over, they had a house. I didn't meet Ola. Okay, I think he had just passed. But she was in that house over there. And from that time on, we became running buddies. Okay, we went to dinners together. She came over to our house. Okay, every time we had a barbecue. And she had a friend that she would bring with her, okay? So we became quite close. My husband had a stroke in 2008, and that necessitated our moving out of our home, and we moved into this facility. At that time, Liz was living at Country Club Apartments, and she was in that apartment by herself. And I could see that she was waning down a little bit, and she needed a little bit more help. So I was able to influence her to move here, and which I think was a good move because she's able to get the kind of care here that she needed, under the circumstances. This lady, in spite of being here, she would hop in that big old black car and drive herself to LA, and she'd do that in a minute.
90 miles an hour.
Yeah. Really, okay. And so I got a little concerned about that. So after a little bit, she used some wisdom and she gave the car up, okay? But she's my role model. This lady is very classy. And she was one of the finest teachers that I have ever met, and I know Bob Boswell really, really appreciated, the service that she gave at that particular school. I wish I could make it to 100. And I wish I could look this good.
Yes.
Honey. She is fabulous. Okay? And so, anyway, happy birthday, baby. Okay, and I'm very, very happy that, she has reached this point, and she looks as well as she does at this age. Okay? All right, so with that, happy birthday again.
Okay, now the next speaker is the Honorable Margaret Evans, Inglewood School Board.
It's all about you.
It's all about love. My brother wrote a song called It's All About
And
Love.
I think you've been wonderful as a diehard of Lane College all through the years.
I'm representing Lane College, not being the honorable. Liz was the president of our Alumni Association for many years ago. I think I took over after she stepped down, and nobody has taken over since. So Liz left about, 15 years ago, and I've been the president ever since. They don't have term limits in this. But I am now the Honorable Margaret Evans. I just ran an election in Inglewood. I'm from Inglewood, California, and I just won an election to the Inglewood School Board. So from one teacher to another, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I just got off of a plane coming from Texas. I was at a 50th wedding anniversary yesterday in Texas, And I said I had to be here today, so I got up at 5:30 this morning so I could catch a plane to be here for Liz's birthday. I'm so honored that you invited me. I said, okay, I can't miss this. I'm going, and so on behalf of Lane College, I called the school to get some information about Liz, and it was so long ago. Liz was at Lane College like in 1933. Yeah. So the young lady who's there now is younger than I am, so she said, I just can't find any information about her. She's 100 years old, so you have to go way back in the archives, but nobody there now could go all the way back to when she was there. She was there, although she left there and went on back to Salt Lake City to graduate, but she did matriculate at Lane College. So we just wanted to tell you, Liz, how much we appreciated you for your time that you spent with us and all those times that she would drive back home. And she said, well, I can get home in 3 hours. I said, Liz, no, you can't. She said, yes, I can. And she did. And she'd go to church on Sundays over at Second Baptist. I called Second Baptist, and they did have some information on her when she was at Second Baptist, because that was my mother's church as well. So everybody sends their love to you, because I told them I was coming to your birthday party, which I'm so happy that I was able to be here. So we just wanted to wish you. It's not often that I get to say happy birthday to a 100-year-old. Yeah. So, thank you for inviting
me. Thank you very much. Okay, the next speaker is Carmen Benitez, her daughter.
So Liz, my name is Carmen Benitez, and I am the daughter of Buck Newsome. Yes. And I'm going to start this with a little story myself, Tony. When my dad called me and said that they were planning on moving to Vegas, I was, outraged. And I said, why would you move to Vegas? You have no family, your family's here, your nephews are here, I'm here, your sister's here, you're going to move to Vegas? And there was a pause. And if anyone knows my dad, he was not one for confrontation. He was about, reconciliation. I mean, he was about, let's talk this out. And he said, just be happy for me because I'm doing this because Liz wants to move to Vegas. And there was nothing else that I could say. Right. Because he loved this woman sitting over here. He loved her, and he wanted to do whatever was going to make her happy. And with that, I had to relent, and I just had to say, take a deep breath, and say, okay. And after I hung up the phone, go open up a bottle of wine. And say, okay, I'm going to be traveling to Vegas. But I put down a little note about Liz, and I think, as I have learned to grow and understand Liz, after my father has passed, is that I think Liz was ahead of her time. Mm-hmm. She really has been a trailblazer. She was not one of those individuals that just sat back and just let things go the way things always went. A few words to describe you, Liz. You're strong, relentless, and formidable. Whether you were fighting for injustices for African Americans back then, as we familiarized with as Negroes, or the rights of women in terms of what jobs they could do and what capabilities they had, but most importantly for her students. There was your students couldn't come to you and say, I can't. Liz made them say, I can. And let's work together to make sure that you will be successful in this world. She stands by her convictions, and many of you in this room know that she does. And if you have ever been on the opposite side of those convictions, well, you lived through it. But she has taught me one thing, and we must live by our own truth. Not convictional wisdom that can lead to stagnation, but to move forward and not to be afraid to say, I can do it, regardless of what obstacles you feel may be in your way. She truly is a phenomenal woman. And so when you hear that poem by, Maya Angelou, this is what that woman represents. Sitting here, 100 years old, and Liz, I love you.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we're going to have Janice Lovett, her niece, do some presentations and acknowledgments.
Good evening, everyone. Happy birthday, lovely. Today I was just reflecting as I was driving along with my husband today, and I kind of thought of something that reminded me of Aunt Liz. And I just started to write, and I'd like to read that first before I read the other acknowledgments that she has here. Maybe I'll do these first. Today, we wanted to remind you that this is a phenomenal woman. My first encounter with Aunt Liz was kind of scary. I was a little nervous when I came into the family. But after you get to know her, she's a pussycat. I was intimidated by her. And maybe it was her strength. Her ability to say what she wanted to say at whatever time she wanted to say it. You just had to have. You had to be a tough person to deal with Aunt Liz. But just respond when she spoke. And I understood that. Now I know that. Today we have an award from her certificate of presentation from 74th Street School. It says, this certificate of honor is presented to Elizabeth Newsome as acknowledgement of outstanding achievement in teaching at 74th Street School and given on the 11th day of May of 1987. That's just one of the schools that she taught at. She also taught at Marlboro in Hollywood. She taught there, and she also taught etiquette to her students there. The other one she has is from the NAACP. It says, 100th birthday greetings to a special person, Mrs. Elizabeth Newsome, not because you've lived 100 years, but because you have always been an advocate for equality, a lifetime member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and supporter of Women in NAACP Scholarship Fund, hoping you only experience an abundance of happiness, wonder, and health on your 100th birthday, from the officers and members of the NAACP, November 7th, 2015. My comment today is that I can't think of a person that I could say has taught me more about confidence, ability to do what you want to do, and to always leave a mark that other people years from now will think back and say, wow, I learned a lot from that lady. I learned a lot about how to be a strong person, how to be a kind person, and how to help someone. I love you, Liz. I love everything you've given to me and my husband, and I also love the relationship that you have with Uncle Buck. On Sundays, they would come down to my house from Vegas. They go to church and come over our house and do, you remember that? we do Sunday football at our house on Sunday, and I will always remember those times that we had together. I love you, and God bless you.
Okay, this is from our oldest son, Antoine. He's now 42. Anyway, Aunt Liz would pick him up from her house and then take him to 74th Street School. And he was her teacher for a little while. Kind of hard on him, but he lived through it. And this is what he is saying. I would congratulate Liz for turning 100 years old. That is an incredible milestone. I would thank her for being a positive role model in my life and for helping us and for helping me understand that nothing is impossible and not being afraid to dream big. I would thank her for teaching me who Dr. King was. And I would thank her for always letting me swim in the swimming pool at Rosemead. Okay, is there anybody here that still may want to speak? Go ahead.
I'd like to say something.
Okay.
I'm Martha Wallace, and Liz has been a total inspiration to me and to my grandchildren because she shared history, true history. And being with her, I've learned many, many things, and because of her, I've enjoyed many, many things, especially being the wonderful stand-up for the NAACP. I'm now enjoying some of the things that she went through for my benefit. And I'm very, very thankful, and I shared that with my grandchildren. And as I told her, I had an opportunity to sing for Dr. Martin Luther King when I was 19 years old. I sang the story of the prodigal son in opera because I've had special voice training. But tonight, I told her I wanted to sing happy birthday to her because she is very, very special, and she means so much to me and my grandchildren. We love you, Liz.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pam Lewis, and I met Elizabeth about 11 years ago when I lived in when she lived in Spanish Oaks. Here in Vegas, I just moved from Chicago, and Elizabeth had just moved from LA. The one thing I remember about Elizabeth, and you reminded me, she used to tell stories. She used to tell me about her life. It was so interesting. But she actually knew Walter White, a civil rights leader, and a guy that would pass for white so that he could infiltrate the wrongdoings of the blacks in the South, and almost was lynched. And Elizabeth met him, and she used to tell me that, and I just wanted to share that with you. She's such an exciting person, and it is truly, truly a blessing to know you, Elizabeth. Yes. And I'm so glad you came into my life, and my husband, who's also from Salt Lake. So thank you for inviting us, and happy birthday, sweetie. That's where she was, yeah. Yeah, she loved it. Didn't she?